Hello everybody, welcome to this special presentation. Today we have the honor to host Mr. Stéphane Poirier, VP Marketing of Atman Co. If we take a look at this company, technically speaking, this company will be a buy at 15 cents. This company basically what it does is that they have developed a software to manage human resources. So Mr. Poirier is there with us to tell you why his company should represent your next investment. Mr. Poirier, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for the invitation.
Excellent. Now, talk to us about what is Atman Co. Is it only limited to building a software for human resources? Tell us more.
No, not really.
Okay.
It's based for human resources at the beginning. The company is 12 years old, and always did business in HR. But the HR business has changed a lot in the last 10 years. It's not just about payroll anymore, vacation or resolving disputes. HR is becoming a strategic partner for any organization.
Explain to us that. What do you mean by that?
Well, before there was just doing like the payroll, the vacation, stuff like that. But what they are doing right now is the job is changing. So they will do more strategic stuff in their job. So they will be part of the decision and choosing software, things like that.
Okay. So where does Atman Co is in this business? Like with all those new trends that you just mentioned here, it's becoming more than just a payroll. What is your added value?
Well,
how do you generate revenue?
All you hear about today is job fit, culture fit, employee development, employee happiness, and they are all true. Because the best employees are those that fit with the job, fit with the company, because they do what they are good at, and they get paid for it. So what can you ask more?
Definitely, definitely.
And this is where Atman Co comes in. With our psychometric assessment, you can get all the information you need about how they think, how they get motivated, how they will behave under different circumstances, or how they will react under pressure. With all the information you will gather on your employee, once you have them doing what they are good at, come naturally to them, and you give them the right motivation, you can be sure they will be happy, satisfied, and most importantly, effective employees.
Okay. So it's mostly to keep employees happy for a long time. So in terms of investment for these companies, they don't have to high turnover.
Because it's the biggest asset of companies today.
Okay. Now tell us, how do you generate the revenues? Like if I'm a company, like how does it work for Atman Co? Is it recurring revenues? Explain to us that.
Well, we have 3 pillars. Our business model is based on 3 pillars. So the first one is direct sale. So we sell directly with our own sales team to clients. So we sell them multiple tests, or they can subscribe to a yearly license, so they will get access to all the functionality in the platform, unlimited access to all the functionality. The second pillar is to our inbound strategy marketing.
What is it?
Strategy marketing is we have put a lot of effort in the last year. Our strategy is based on content marketing, and it's starting to pay off. The market has changed over the last decade. People don't want to be reached out by companies that are going to try to sell them a product or services. They want to do their own research. They want to. There's a lot of reading they will do, and they want to make up their mind all alone. They don't want to be pushed by a company. So. But we want to be sure that they will find us that we will get on the first Google page when they search for things. So that's what the inbound marketing is all about. So we can be sure that they will find us in their search. And how they will find us? Well, with a strong inbound marketing strategy.
Okay. And now the third pillar, what is it about? You mentioned you have the inbound marketing, you mentioned you have the direct sales, but what's the third pillar of the revenues? How do you generate those?
The last one is the strategic alliance partnership with technological partner.
Okay. Do you have one actually?
Yes. We just we announced last fall that we were starting an app for Salesforce, and we're going to launch it in the upcoming weeks.
How would it work? Like
so,
for Salesforce?
well, that's our third pillar. It's we have an API, which we can integrate with any kind of digital platform. corporate platform or consumer platform.
Okay.
So the API is now available.
Okay. Now, one thing that struck me is that in your corporate presentation is that you guys keep a lot of cash. Will you, with these new trends that you're seeing, that it's not about payroll anymore, it's more strategic to manage human resources, will you invest more of that cash towards R&D?
Absolutely. Of course, we're using some of this money to the commercialization of our product, but the biggest chunk goes to innovation, R&D for our API and platform, both.
Okay. So API is the third pillar you mentioned. Is that a key part of your growth strategy?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah?
The API is the third pillar.
Okay. And now one thing is that you've converted a lot of people, there were a lot of sales, a lot of visits that converted into sales in your site. You had a growth of about 1,062%. Now, things can happen when you guys are a new company starting, but how do you reassure investors, like, can Atman Co keep that growth? Can they still convert those visits into sales?
Well, the conversion of 1,062% is based on visitors. Because if you go back 12 months ago, we had probably 1,000 visitors per month. Now we are more than 30,000 visitors per month. New visitor and returning visitor. And we are still investing a lot of money in this in our inbound strategy marketing. So that we can be sure that we will convert them into sales eventually. Well, it already started to pay off, because we in the last quarter of 2014 we convert some visitor to client, and we are keep raising this conversion rate.
Okay, so your inbound marketing team is there to stay, if I understand right?
Absolutely, because it's all about content. So at Atman Co we have the both of best world, because we have psychometric experts and we have marketing experts. So when combine those two, we can produce content that will be that will give benefits to the reader, and if it benefits them, they will come back. And if they come back, they will read more blog, more content. They will subscribe to our newsletter. They will download resources. Ask for a demo. Get a free trial. And then either they buy online or they can call us to get more information on the product. So it's a really important.
Now, with this new IPI that you have developed and where you intend to put a lot of money on, what makes your platform stand out? Because there's so many psychometric tests, and why should a company choose Atman Co instead of another company? What makes you different?
Well, this is probably the most exciting part of Atman Co with this API, because this API is used by our strategic partner, like Salesforce, on the corporate market. We are launching probably next week the app exchange. So we have worked on it. So directly in Salesforce, Salesforce client will be able to buy our product through their platform with the API. This is the first thing. And we did another project with CGI. Couple of months ago, 2 months ago, I think, the AQT, it's the Quebec Technology Association, was using the CGI event app for their event. And we partnered with CGI to integrate with our API once again, our assessment directly in their app. So there was around 150 entrepreneurs, CEO, CTO, CMO was attending this event. And they were able to do their assessment, compare with colleague, and gave us really great visibility. So this is all due with because of the API. So this is a huge difference when we compare with our competitors. There is no API available on the market for
that can be adapted to any platform.
Exactly.
Do you have a patent on that?
No, we have droit d'auteur is the
copyrights.
Copyrights
in this. Now. You mentioned you have a lot of psychometric tests. You mentioned that human resources is becoming more strategic, not just a bunch of people that are there and let's hope that we choose the right one to be the next CEO of the company. Can we, through only psychometric tests, determine the value of an employee, or because seems to me there's so
Well,
many
it's
intangible
part of
factors that you cannot measure with it.
Well, it's part of the process. You
Okay.
cannot just rely on a psychometric test,
Okay.
but it will give you a lot of information on
Okay.
how to drive your interview. There's a lot of other tests that will, once you combine it with the psychometric test, you will get a really good result.
Okay. Okay. So is your platform only focusing on psychometric tests, or do you actually bring other
Well,
variables?
There's
to
a lot of
complete it?
there's a lot of variable that you can do directly in the platform.
Okay.
Once the test is done, because you only do one test with Atman.
Okay.
With other platform, you will have to do your personality assessment. Then, if you want to see your sales skill, you will do another test. Not with Atman Co. One test will give you all the results you need.
Okay.
So you do your test. Then after you can apply job norms to see if to compare with the best of your in the market. See if the personality fits with this one.
Okay. Okay.
You can do a complementary report between two individuals. You can do team analysis. You
Okay.
can see all the sales profile, the management profile. We just launched our new interview guide
Okay.
that will generate question based on your result. So it's going to give
Okay.
more formal document to the interview.
Okay. Now, your clientele is pretty diversified. You have some in the financial sector, some in the automobile sector. Now, is there a particular sector where you guys would like to focus on, where the margins are greater?
Well, the sales sector is our natural market. We have a
Okay.
lot of clients that use our platform for sales recruiting.
Okay. Okay.
And this is why we are launching our Salesforce app, because it's for sales rep. And we will still we'll keep upsell to this client and do more sales with other client. This will be our focus, but without focus out of this one, we will go to the consumer market. There is a huge market for consumer.
What's the consumer market? Like, is it like a
we
bank
have-
that takes a company? What's the consumer market? Tell us what it
We
is.
have a couple of discussion with some online dating website
Okay.
who needs to improve, to innovate, to differentiate their website from their competitors. So they want to add a personality assessment, so they will be able to do a better match between
Okay.
two members.
Okay.
And it's real. Our test is good for corporate or for consumer.
Okay.
It's the same test, but the content, the report is different.
Okay.
One's for corporate and one's for the.
Okay. So that's going to be actually one of your key projects. So among the consumer market that you want to target, are there any other main projects that you guys will
On
be
the
working on this year?
Consumer side?
Yeah, consumer side or the others?
Consumer side, there will be online dating, of
Yeah,
course,
online dating, which is okay.
family, job seeker, social media integration. This is a huge market when you
Okay.
talk about consumer market.
Now, let's talk about money. Let's
Yes.
talk about your revenues.
Yeah.
Revenues, you actually had a okay quarter for the last results that you've published. And now for the next quarter or so, like how do you expect the trends of revenues to be? Do you expect them to actually continue to grow, or to see some bumps in the road while people are learning to adapt to your new technology?
Hopefully, it will still grow. But this quarter it will be a slight grow. But we are aiming at for Q4 to be positive.
Okay, cash flow positive,
Cash flow
okay.
positive.
Okay.
Or beginning of next year,
Okay.
because there's a lot of stuff in the pipeline right now.
Okay.
Corporate side or consumer side.
Okay, okay. Now, an investor is looking at this company. Your stock is not as liquid as other stocks in the venture index, but so far, with the correction that we had in the venture index, your stock seems to resisting pretty well. It's in a clear neutral range. At 50 cents, the stock will be a buy. So an investor is looking at this interview who's not yet convinced he should take some positions in Atman Co. What would you tell him 3 reasons why you should consider Atman Co as his potential next investment?
Well, for the corporate side, we are at the right place at the right time. Because Josh Burson of Deloitte's Guru says that 57% of companies are shopping HR technology right now and for the upcoming years. So because companies are now more aware than ever that their biggest asset is employees, and it costs a lot to replace employees. So HR tech like Atman Co are the new promised land. There are so many HR tech companies blowing everywhere, and that are getting huge investment from venture capital or other investment source. So we are at the right place at the right time. Second one is consumer. There is something going on with this market with the personality assessment. People want to know themselves better. So with our API, we can go to any kind of consumer product. And third one, our technology. We can integrate with any kind of platform, corporate or consumer side. And the last one, smart data. We will have a database that will contain millions of personality DNA result. This is what real smart data is. So when you combine our database with other database, the data analysis you will be able to do are phenomenal.
Well, Mr. Poirier, I'm sure you have a lot on your plate for 2015. Hope you'll still be there to tell us your story.
Absolutely.
Definitely, we look forward to have a follow-up interview, especially with the talks you have with the consumer side. We definitely look forward for another interview.
And I'll practice my English for the next one.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Poirier.